good evening everyone. Welcome to Coding Hives. This is Rasina with you. So today we are going to break down one of the coolest concepts in programming, that is recursion. So don't worry if you heard it is complicated. We will go through it in simple terms and with examples. So by the end of this video, you will totally get what recursion is and how to use it in your code. Okay. So what is exactly recursion? In simple terms, recursion is when a function calls itself to solve a smaller version of the same problem. It is like solving a puzzle by breaking it down into smaller pieces until it is so simple that the answer is obvious, right? And that is exactly how recursion works in programming. So there are some key concepts in a recursion. They are the first one is a base case, okay, and the second one is a recursive case. So what is mean by this base case? Base case is like it is a stopping point, okay. Base case is like the stopping point of our function. Stopping point, like without it the function will keep calling itself forever, like an infinite loop, okay. So the base case tells the function when to stop. Clear? Next, second one is recursive case. So recursive case is like we have recursive case means where the function calls itself with a smaller version of the problem. So this is the place where the function calls itself many times until it reaches the base case. So when it reaches base case, stops the execution, and otherwise it will execute multiple times using this recursive case. So these are the two terms you need to clear, okay. So now let us imagine the function of being like a stack of plates, okay. Every time the function call itself, it is like adding a plate to the stack. When it reaches the base case, we start taking the plates of the stack one by one until we are left with the final answer. So that is the working of a recursion. Now I will explain this recursion thing with an example. The common example is a factorial, right? I hope you know what is meant by factorial. For example, I will tell, for example, factorial of 5, we can write something like this. It is like 5 into 4 into 3, 3 3 into 2 into 1, okay. So like for example, if I want to find the factorial of 5, right, that means 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, right? So until 1 I need to multiply, right? So I will get the number, then I need to 5, then I need to subtract the number with 1, like that till 1 I need to subtract and then multiply all the numbers. So that is the working of factorial, right? So here I told recursion is a function, so it need to be like a function definition, def then fact function name. So I am giving a function name of factorial. I am giving a short of fact, then the argument is the number, right? So here what is the base condition? I need to calculate the factorial, I mean the multiplication, until I reaches 1, right? So we need to, it will be the base case, so we need to identify the base case, that is your aim first, okay. So when we need to stop the execution, so here if n is equal to 1, that means that is the base case, right? So that is over, so just to return that number 1, that is 1 factorial is 1 only. Otherwise we need to do something, right? Otherwise what I need to do, I need to call that recursive case. So here comes this recursive case. So here I need to do something like that, return n into fact of n minus 1. So each time it will subtract until it will do something like this, and when it reaches 1 it will return uh, 1, okay. Clear? So that is the working. Now we will check that how it works. Sorry, I will calculate something like that. Print fact of for example I am giving 4, okay. So in this case, I will run the code. So I got 24. That means 5 into 4 into, sorry, 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So that is 24. So now I will go through how this is happening. For example, first time calling the fact of 4, right? So what is happening here? Factor 4, it calculates something like that. 4 into fact of 3, right? Clear? Now, if I am calling fact of 3, then it shows something like 3 into fact of 2, right? Next time is fact of 2. Okay, so how will be the output? Can you tell me? Like 2 into fact of 1, right? So this is the chain process it is happening. So on the last is like factorial of 1. Okay, so in this case it is like, factorial of 1 is the base case, right? So it is the base case, so the execution will be uh over, right? So our answer will be like 4 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 into 1, like that it is happening. Okay, clear? So that is the working of recursion. So I think you need to know like how this all things, like how does this recursion store this data, right? That is a doubt for, I think, for everyone. So here it uses something called a data structure like call stack. So every time a function calls itself, a new layer added to the stack. I mean new data added to the stack. Each layer stores the function's data, its variables, and where it is up to. So once the base case is reached, the function pops off each layer and returns the values until the final result is produced. So that is the working of stack data structure here when we are using recursion. Next is, I want to also suggest something. When you are dealing with a recursion, you may do some mistakes, something like that, forgetting the base case. So if you don't include the base case, the function will keep calling itself forever. So leading to something called stack overflow when the stack runs out of space. Also, sometimes stack may be too deep. So be careful with the deep recursion. If the problem gets too large, the stack will become too deep and you will run into memory issues. So these are the things you need to be in you need to keep in your mind while dealing with the recursion. So that was a basic intro about recursion, and I will try to solve some other programming questions using recursion sooner. So wait for my videos. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.